Thank you for having me.
So first, let's talk about animals and rodents and all that type of stuff. What should we be looking for with all this water out there?
Well, I mean the mice and rats and spiders or snakes and those types of things. They're large enough and smart enough to get out of the way of the rising floodwaters. Most of them, some of them not, and they're going to get washed around. But it's times like this where when the water starts to recede, people might find things that didn't normally habitate some of these areas that they're finding them in. Especially like the stuff that hangs down by the river, the frogs and the snakes and those types of things. Most of them are pretty harmless, but certainly be on the lookout if you find something in your basement or around the house that you're not expecting.
I once had a rat crawl up the toilet. Was that just an odd occurrence, or does that happen more often than not?
It's a fairly odd occurrence. I mean, generally it's indicative that there's a busted pipe or something, a way that they got into that sealed system, below the slab. A lot of times it happens in mobile homes and such. There was that case in Florida where the guy found the rattlesnake in his toilet, and they ended up finding 20 other snakes underneath his trailer. It turned out it was a busted pipe, and that's how they were getting in. But it does happen.
Yeah. Can you do you deal with that stuff?
We do. We certainly do. We take care of all types of critters. From rats and mice are the more common, but raccoons, squirrels, snakes, bats. I mean, all kinds of things that. My dad always had a saying that when you move in with nature, nature moves in with you. So, especially those homes that are in the woods and surrounded by trees and such are pretty easy targets for them.
Yeah. All right. That's rodents. What about bugs and mosquitoes with all this water?
Well, I mean, the bugs are, again, smart enough to figure out what's going on. You would think things like termites and ants, the subterranean species, when floodwaters come in, would kill them off to, basically drown them out. But unfortunately, they're smart enough to kind of seal off the openings, hunker down for a while, and then come back out when it's all clear. So they're not going to be going anywhere for the most part. And your other stuff is going to get climbing or flying out of the way. Your mosquitoes. With all this rain, certainly it's going to be a consideration because there's going to be a lot of areas of standing water that maybe didn't have them normally, a lot larger field of water. So I would expect, certainly with just the rain, the areas that didn't get flooded have a lot of water in them and sitting water and such. So mosquitoes are probably going to be as bad or worse than last year.
You can spray for mosquitoes, can't you?
Absolutely. I mean, what we do is we go treating around all the areas around the house where they rest and hide during the day. I mean, they're typically feeding at dusk. When you're going outside, the sun's going down. But during the day, they're sitting on leaves and trees on the undersides of those areas, protected from the sun, protected from the rain and the elements. And that's where, when we make an application, we're going to put a material down that kills them as they rest during the day.
There you go. Jeff Phillips, president of Blue Chip Exterminating, so we don't have to. Jeff, thanks for checking in. Good luck, and stay busy and stay safe.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Jeff Phillips, president of Blue Chip Exterminating. When all